Hey guys, and welcome back. For those of you that are new, my name is Jeseth. I am 30 years old. Me and my husband have been trying to conceive for 3 years. We've had 2 miscarriages. The last one being a late miscarriage, which means that I miscarried in my second trimester at 4 months in my pregnancy. And it was a girl, and we named her Olivia. So welcome to all of the new people on my channel, which I've noticed has been a few. So I kind of just wanted to introduce myself again. So today what I wanted to do is I wanted to update you guys on what's going on. To update you guys on how my father-in-law is doing. He is out of ICU. He's still waiting to get surgery done to remove his gallbladder. Because of all the complications and all the things that happened, he ended up getting fluid in his lungs, and they had to put a tube in his chest to kind of help remove that fluid. And you know, his oxygen's been improving, but thankfully he was able to be placed in a regular to be taken out of ICU basically, and he's still in the hospital, but he's doing much better, but just taking it day by day. If you guys are wondering why I'm all bundled up in Florida, between yesterday and today it's been in the 50s, so my house is like really cold. I got the surgery, and you guys saw my live. In my live, I said that I was, you know, awaiting to go see the doctor on Monday, which was this past Monday, the 16th, I believe, and it was to basically go over everything. So I went to my appointment on Monday, and I was extremely nervous because I didn't really think about so much as to why my doctor would say no to what I want to do at this point in my journey. But I just thought about, what if I got some pushback on what I wanted to do? So I went in and I was really nervous. With going into the fertility clinic, I'm always very nervous. I get a lot of anxiety. I try to just breathe and breathe and breathe, and you know, try to help how I feel, but it's always a struggle for me. First, when he came into the room, he decided he was gonna remove stitches. So I got 3 stitches. I got one in my belly button on the side, and then on the 2 sides of my pelvis, so my left and my right side. And now I have like these little sticker things on them, and I'm gonna show you guys my scars just so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. But he went ahead and he just removed the stitches, which was very uncomfortable and a little bit painful. Sitting in certain positions still bothers me. Bending over still bothers me. So I'm at a point where I can do whatever I want to do now. I have the green light to do so, but they just tell you that if it hurts, your body's telling you that it's not ready for that. So I still get some pain here and there, but he mostly said it's gonna be because they had to move everything around to get to, you know, for him to be able to see certain areas and to make sure that everything was fine. This is my first incision. So it's here in my belly button, which you can't really see, but it's here and here by my tattoo. So those are like the sticker things. I hope you guys could see good. The sticker things there. And then that's what my belly button looks like right now. It's pretty bruised right now, so what you're seeing is just like bruises and like little incisions like in there somewhere, but that's pretty much it. Went ahead and showed me pictures of what he saw in there. They took pictures of everything. I'm not going to show you guys the pictures even though I have them, because like could gross you guys out and stuff, so I'm not going to show it. But he took a picture of my liver, my bladder, my uterus, and he showed me that everything was normal. He went ahead to tell me that in fact it was the left fallopian tube that he found that is just not functioning at all. My right fallopian tube is the one that's good and it's working. The only one that's functioning actually. So at the end of the fallopian tube, it's supposed to be kind of open like this, but instead of it being open, my left fallopian tube is like this, so nothing's really going through it, and my infertility diagnosis is having tubal problems. So he wanted me to wait 2 weeks, you know, to get through the holidays before I went in again to sit down and have a consultation with him and discuss what our next steps could be and what our options were. I cut him off and I told him really quick, I'm sorry, but like I really need to voice my opinion here because I'm tired of waiting. I've been doing this for 3 years and it's just like one hiccup after another, and to be honest, like I didn't feel like I should have to wait 2 weeks to decide what I already knew. So I told him that I wanted to do IVF. When I went into the office, I had the mentality knowing what I wanted to do. I am sure that, you know, I don't want to do an IUI because it doesn't really increase my chances by much with the tubal problem that I have. I don't want to try to do it with just the one tube that I have because that's what I've been doing for the past 3 years, and I've been doing it with Clomid, and I didn't want to be on Clomid again or take a different medication. I'm just ready to take the bull by its horns and just get pregnant, you know, work on keeping that pregnancy and just get with it. Like, I think I'm at a point in this whole journey where I'm like, okay, I'm tired of listening to what doctors have to tell me. I did all the tests that they wanted me to do. I know the reason why I'm not able to just baby dance like normal people and get pregnant just like that with a snap of a finger. So with that being said, I just felt like I'm just gonna do this. So when I told him that, he said, okay, that's fine, I agree with you. I still need to see you in 2 weeks so we can sit down and discuss the process of the IVF and how we're gonna get started. So it's like an IVF consultation, which in part I believe that it's annoying because why do we need to have a consultation about IVF? Like, this is what's just gonna be done. Why don't you tell me what we need to do? Pretty much. But I guess for their own like purpose or their own schedule, they just have to do it this way, and with the holidays around the corner, I guess this is just the way to go. He said, I'm going to give you a folder. This folder has all the information about IVF. He's going to have a IVF consultant, like the coordinator, something like that along those lines, give me a call. And basically what she's going to be doing is she's going to be calling me and basically saying, okay, so you discussed with your doctor that you wanted to go ahead with IVF, so this is what you can look forward to. And basically she's going to be giving me information and asking me questions, well, asking if I have questions. And he also said that I needed to go to an IVF class that is required before you start IVF. So I have heard of this before. Fertility clinics have you go to like a class where a whole group of people go, and basically they tell you what IVF is. They go over the entire process, what to expect. It just happened to be that when I went in on Tuesday, sorry, my appointment was Tuesday, not Monday of this week. So when I went in on Tuesday, it just so happened to be that he was going to be teaching that class, and it's rotated in that fertility clinic. The doctors, each doctor does a class, and they talk about IVF. And it just so happened to be that this past Tuesday, he was the one that's going to be introducing that class, and it was at 6 o'clock. And I left the clinic at 5. So he said that if I wanted to just go to that, I could go to that to get the ball rolling, because in order for you to be able to begin IVF, you need to attend that class. So I didn't think twice about it. I took the folder, I let the receptionist register me, and I went to the class. I thought about the fact that, you know, I did want Angel to be there, but my mind right now is so stuck on, I just want to do this already. I don't want to have to wait anymore. That, you know, with Angel's work schedule, it's so hard for him to even get to the doctor's appointments, because he gets out of work like around 5-6 o'clock anyway, and he works almost 2 hours away from where we live. So regardless, he would never be able to make an appointment, and lately he's been missing out on work because of my surgery for his son, for different reasons. So I just figured, you know, let me just go to this class. It's fine. I can just explain everything to him, or he can just research it. And to be honest with you guys, this class is not something that you learn something new in. Like, you learn something new when you're in the classroom. Like, everything that I have YouTubed or that I have Googled to get more information to learn about IVF, they basically said they're in the class. So what you can research online, you will know pretty much what they're talking about. And in fact, when you research it on YouTube and you hear women who have gone through IVF, they explain it more in detail, and you kind of get a better picture from them than what you would in that class. But that class is required, so, you know, I went. Biggest problem after conceiving is, you guys know, I've had multiple miscarriages, so that is the biggest fear here. So when they do IVF, they do genetic testing. Some couples decide to do it, some couples decide not to do it. It all depends on you, and I've heard also that insurances don't cover it. Insurances don't cover IVF in general. However, I am lucky that with my insurance and with T-Mobile, with the company that I work for, which is T-Mobile, they have like an extension package with my insurance where they cover IVF one time in your whole lifetime. So more of a reason for me to take advantage of this now that I have this option and I have this at my hands. So I'm very fortunate and I'm very grateful because I'm able to have that covered. Now, that's not saying that we're not going to have our own expenses. We are going to have our own expenses. What they are, we don't know. I tried to find out beforehand to see if there was a way that we can just, you know, from here until we're starting and, you know, charges start hitting us, we wanted to at least have some type of cushion so we can be ready. And, you know, a lot of the process through IVF that takes long, it has to do with finances, because as you're going along the way while things are being done, that's when you get charged for those things. So with that being said, it's kind of it's hard to see what those charges are going to be without actually being in that moment and getting the bill. So regardless, we are trying our best to save whatever we can, so that we're not blindsided with a huge bill. So we're still gonna have to pay something out of our pockets. We just don't know until the time comes. So going back to the genetic testing, some couples decide to do the genetic testing, and for those of you that don't know what it is, it's called there's one called PGT and there's one called PGS. I don't remember what the difference is exactly, but I do know that what it's testing for is chromosome abnormalities. So when I asked my doctor, like, okay, so IVF is gonna take care of the fact that I haven't been able to conceive quickly, so it's gonna help me conceive because it's all being done in a lab. Great. Now here's my thing. What are we doing to make sure that I don't miscarry again? He said, well, when a couple undergoes genetic testing, which we did, Angel got his blood drawn, I got my blood drawn, and we did the genetic testing to see if we had any type of chromosome abnormalities on his end, on his side and my side, and they both came back fine. He said that either way, sometimes when the sperm and the egg get together, they create abnormal chromosomes. So the only way to find out if that was done is when you do this genetic testing. Now, in my scenario, in my case, my doctor told me that it's a good idea to do the genetic testing because it could just be that the reason why I had those miscarriages is because for some reason when the sperm and the egg are, you know, when they're coming together, they're creating abnormal chromosomes. So with that being said, it's a really good idea in my situation and in my case to do the genetic testing to avoid coming across another miscarriage. So, you know, in my opinion, when it comes to the genetic testing, I want to do everything possible to prevent another miscarriage. The testing would be ideal for us to do to you know, decrease our chances of a miscarriage. Again, once the transfer is done and we wait the 2 weeks and hopefully, you know, it takes and I stay pregnant once the embryo transfer is done, I will be put on progesterone, I think like baby aspirin or some other type of medications that will also help to prevent me miscarrying that pregnancy. But that's it, guys. Pretty much we get one chance to do this whole thing with IVF. I'm not sure what the process is if it fails, God forbid, and we have frozen embryos and we are gonna try with those again. Like, I'm not sure how that works. I'm not sure if that would be covered. Like, I'm not entirely sure. All I know is that with my insurance it's covered once per lifetime. So yeah, let's just hope that it just goes through. But this is where we're at right now, and you know, I'm hopeful still because I have to be, and I'm trying to stay strong, but dealing with this and then the stresses of work and what goes on there and stuff, it's a lot to take. So I'm trying so hard to manage my stress and my anxiety, but it can be really difficult. Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys want me to say your names or not, but I will just read out the question. I'll read out the question, not your names, and then later on I guess you can comment down below and let me know if you ever mind if I say your name or not. The first question is, will you be sharing your IVF journey? Yes. I had told you guys before that the next time that I get pregnant, I wanted to keep it very hush hush. I didn't want to say anything. I wanted to wait for months and months and months. But I feel like we've gotten to a point where if it's gonna be IVF, I've shared all my journeys with you guys for this whole entire time. And I've shared when I went on Clomid, I've shared when I've had my miscarriage. With Olivia, I've shared all the things, all the visits, everything. So this is something really big that of course I would want to share with you guys, especially because I learned about IVF and the process of IVF by going on YouTube and researching other women like myself who needed to go through IVF. And I learned and I saw and I experienced, you know, I got to through them experience what an IVF cycle looks like and possibly could feel like, and also their success. So I for sure want to be able to share my IVF journey and cycle with you guys for women who are wondering what it is, what does it entail. And at the end of the day, I know you guys are here to learn and to support one another, and I love that. And there's no better support system that I have in this moment than you guys. So you guys are all understanding and you guys know what I'm going through and the pain that I go through. So for sure I will be sharing each and every bit of my IVF journey with you guys. Will you be creating a GoFundMe to help fund your IVF? I thought about that. I thought about if for whatever reason I needed more help, while like if we hit a bump in the road and we had to pay something out of pocket, like I said, most likely we most likely will have to pay something out of pocket for IVF. It's not going to be completely free or completely covered by the insurance. I thought about if we really needed it in that moment, if I wanted to do another GoFundMe, but I'm not sure. I might not. I'm not entirely sure. I would like your input on it though. You guys can comment below and let me know. Do you think I should, or do you think I shouldn't? I don't know. It would be nice to get a little bit of input. So I'm not entirely sure if I would. If you guys have any more questions, if I missed something that you are curious about, then please comment below and let me know. I want to say I'm very grateful that we have the option to do IVF. Yeah, so definitely leave a comment below if you have any questions, if I left anything out that maybe you guys wanted an answer to. Give this video a thumbs up to support me. I always love seeing your support, and thank you guys so much for watching and following me on my journey. This journey has yet to be anywhere near done, unfortunately, so don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, so that way you guys are notified whenever I post a video. January is going to be a very, very interesting month. This year is going to be a very, very interesting year. It's not going to be easy at all. I think I'm going to be tackling the hardest thing that you can tackle in anyone's infertility journey. I think IVF is just the epitome of the point of crazy when it comes to infertility. So we are at that point, unfortunately, but very grateful that we can access it and go through it. So thank you guys so much for following me. Thank you guys so much for your support this entire year. It's been a crazy year, a sucky year, and yeah, I wish you guys a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. I have to take Juno out. That's why she's crying, of course. So yeah, I can't say it enough. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.